And of course, look at Zoom. I mean, I'm here in San Francisco. You're in New York. We are having fun so
I
that
know.
we are across from each other.
Love Zoom. Like it actually helped me to do a lot of networking throughout 2020
Yes.
because we couldn't go out, right? We couldn't go out.
Yeah. Yep.
But I was able to network with 100 people through Zoom, and it was great.
So true. So true. I mean, like I think out of my 430 investors that we have been having for the last 14, 15 years, of course, it started from one and they now. Of course, it started from one and they now, have 3 million or 2 million, something, 200 million, sorry, with me. But the thing is, it's so important that you are giving them touch through the Zoom where they can see you. Phone call is not just the same thing. You can't really accomplish that much by just talking, by just watching and sharing the screens and things like that. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing.
Totally.
What else would you like to share with the audience if somebody was really pushing for some good, strong advice from Yosef Lee? Right? What would you say?
I will sum up, the message I try to convey, I'll sum up with 3 words and one last word. Okay. So 3 words, ENA. It's like DNA. I say have ENA, right? Education, networking, and action. These are 3 most important words, I think, in your multifamily journey first starting. And then lastly, you got to fall in love with the process because this is a long term. Like it's not like overnight flipping kind of deal. You're gonna probably spend at least half a year to a year even to get into your first deal. Sometimes 2 years, nothing happens. But you need to just put your head down, just continuously work. Persistence. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I closed relatively fast. Or last year I moved really fast relatively compared to other people, like closing 6 or 7 deals in 2021.
Yeah.
But people don't focus on, I always tell them, but my first deal didn't happen until the 10th month, right? It took 10 months to do my first deal. Yeah. And then after that, it opened the door to the second and third. So I was like feeling the same way, like, okay, I joined this great group, Jake and Gino and my smash, right? Why nothing is happening to me, right? People are closing deals left and right. I'm underwriting like 20, 30, 40 deals. Why it's not happening to me, right? No one told me, oh, it's going to happen at the 10th month. Then it would have been a lot easier, but no one told me, right? God didn't tell me.
How about that?
Right,
they didn't want you to limit your, limiting belief like we talked about, right?
Right.
You could do this, yeah.
It was like cycle and roller coaster every day but in the end, what I remember was it's the process, it's the journey. Don't fall in love with the result, the journey. I kept them going.
So true, Yosef. In my case also, we were in single family homes and went to duplex. I still own the duplex in Odessa, Texas. Then 14 units, brother, for $180,000. That was my start. But then from snowball, 150, 60, then 200, then 300 units,
now you get
500 units total.
You have amazing portfolio now.
Thank you. And I'm into now senior assisted living ground ups, which I'm so excited about. My goal of $2 billion in that arena, and the thing is, they will happen because now we are going after ultra rich. So what I'm finding, and I'd love to share, this is a podcast is going to come out soon, is that lots of my ultra rich investors don't want cash flows. Wow, really? Oh, they say, we are in the 50% bracket, Vinney. You give me a few thousand here, there, I have to show you
really
taxes. 50% takes the government. So just give me equity gain at 20% because it's a long-term, capital gain. So instead of 50%, they give only 20% now. And then with my developments, I'm doing 1031s. So I tell my investors, you know what? Don't worry about it because I'll give you cost segregation of about 50% of your money, but you will also then have a chance, if you want to 1031 to my next project, next project, next project. So that way for 9 years, they don't have to pay no taxes.
That's great.
So there is always creative ways to do things.
Yeah.
I thought I'll share that, with the audience who's listening to me, because I'm going after 500,000 investor, $1 million investors, and then 2 million and 4 million. Because if I want to reach 2 billion, I need to be thinking big sense and go after the high net worth.
This is amazing. Whoever listening to this podcast later, you got to remember, it's such a high level thing that only people like Vinney Chopra can do. And then sticking with him is your benefit.
Oh, thank you. No, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure, Yosef. Tell me more about, what do you do with family or fun? That might be good, or some books that you're reading right now. I'm sure audience might like to know. Yeah.
Sure. Well, last Saturday, we went to watch a Broadway show, Aladdin.
Oh my gosh, Aladdin. Yeah.
It was amazing. The guy, Genie, who played Genie, is so amazing. Like he literally killed it from the beginning to the end.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
All these people are so talented in Broadway, and he just stood out among all that talented people. Wow. So it was great. And I'm taking a week off next week from my W-2 to work on multifamily.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Taking time off, putting 100% into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be so relaxing because when I do multifamily, it's more relaxing and have fun and I enjoy.
I totally agree. I mean, I have fun from starting in the day. My wife says, "Oh, are you not tired? You're as enthusiastic as in the morning."
Yes.
No, I didn't work at all. I mean, I just had so much fun.
Because you're passionate. Because you're passionate about it.
That's it. It's the real thing. It's not a work at all. It's not a chore. It's the fun part. It's the process. Like you said, you're loving the process, and that's what it's all about. People who do really well, like you and others and myself, they just don't worry about ups and downs. They are really there, but it's the process you got to love. It's the no's you got to love, not all the yeses, right? We figured 100%. That out too, right?
100%.
After the no's come the yeses, always. Yes. And whenever we are making earnings or anything in any kind of profession, we should divide that total earning for the year with no's and yeses together. Mm-hmm. Then it's equal ground. Every no is worth this much. Every yes is worth the same amount.
Oh, yes. That's the truth. This is truth. That's why you got to just continuously do what you're doing because no will eventually turn into yes.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in our business, which our followers, and people who are doing really well, the investor may not be at that time able to be in a position to put that money, but keep the, everything communication going, because 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, they'll come and they'll tell other people about it. That's the people like to brag about the things that they are really doing good at, right? At work. That's when I started way back, 14, 15 years back. I said, you know what? I want to take only $100,000, no less than that, because I know the peer group will be also in that level, right?
Very smart. Very smart.
Yeah. And I stayed with it, with 100 to then 200. I started doing tier investing. So I said, let me move 100 to 250 and then 500. So that has really helped me to grow and raise a ton of money. I have my top investors who gave me 100. They are like $4 million with me now. What?
Wow.
100 to 4 million. What time is that? So every time when I see an investor, I never see that person as 100,000. I multiply by 20. So I look at it at 2 million investor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not $100, it's 100,000, it's 20, because once he gets a really good experience, he's going to share it with family, with children, with brother, sister, everybody. So a lot of my 430 investors are intertwined. So these are families who have told other people and other people, And now when one makes a decision to jump into the deal, the whole family, all 5, 6, 7, 10, jump into
come and
the deal.
invest with you.
Yeah, invest with you. So that's another thing which has really helped, with the praise of Lord. And then the other thing also is to collect the money in real good time. I've never lost my sleep, Yusuf. The reason is I might have mentioned that in Orlando. I started doing it 9 years back, maybe 2% returns from the day my investors wire the money into the LLC up to the day of closing. Oh, so actually they had money sitting in the bank getting 0% or nothing, or in CD, which they cannot break it. They'll be having a fine at 2%, right? So I just said, you know what? Let's just do it. And I will give them very little, because if it's a 30-day or 45-day or 50-day, you calculate it, in the first cash flow and just give that extra money from yourself. We make so much money in acquisition fee, loan guaranteeing fee, and all that. That helped me so much. I even shared with my mentor, Mr. Dave Lindahl. He's the one, I'm a product of Dave Lindahl, right? And I very fortunately say that. He just taught me a few things. Then I shared that in the mastermind. There were 53 people, I remember, in that table. And they said, Vinney, that's genius. But it has really helped me a lot, because then money is in the LLC and you could show it to the lenders. You could do,
Right. No, that's genius. That's genius. Yeah. Never thought about it. No. Something that I should definitely think about.
No, a couple of, other ideas I'd love to share. And it's been in my podcast also, is I do like quarterly meetings, Zoom meetings on my assets with my investors of that asset, right? We record it and then we send to those who didn't make it, or even those who did. Then, of course, showing the PowerPoint presentations and all. Then I will put my next deal at the end of that PowerPoint.
So
I knew that everybody's going to go through it anyway. Then why not I tell them where I'm going to be buying the next one?
Yes. Well, actually, that's what you did at our meetup.
Oh, remember,
did I? You came to our meetup as a guest, and you did exactly the thing. And you kind of briefly mentioned that to me. This kind of strategy that you started doing, and it works out really well.
Oh, no, that's great. That's great. It's good to be kind of freshened up, with the ideas, because that gets me motivation too, as I'm speaking, to start doing it again if I'm missing it with something, But
that's a great idea.
Multifamily is here to stay. Like I'm talking about 3 tsunamis a lot. The millennial tsunami, which is huge, 74 million people, they like portability and all. Of course, immigration tsunami and the senior living tsunami, So I'm very excited. And now I'm getting into storage units. Any of your group gets into storage units or no?
Not yet. I know a couple of people, but personally, not yet. But I know it's a great asset. So once I reach certain level in multifamily, I'll move to a different type of.
Totally. You don't want to get unfocused. I totally agree with you. I just, in the last 6 months or so, I've been really diving into, getting a 50 million or 100 million fund going for the storage units, because that's very similar to multifamily. But the thing is, it's monthly, right? And then the people pay less cost. It's all automated, the whole thing. And you could increase the NOI much faster because the expenses are so low and all that. So I said, hey, why not? Because you could do I can do this or that, but you're right. You want to be at that level, then you dig into. But I stayed course for 14 years in my lane. Now I'm into hotels and other stuff.
No, because you already reached that point where you can kind of diversify into different types of properties. Yes. And I need to get there. I need more years to get to your level.
No, Yosef, it's such a pleasure, brother. And we might even cut this into 2 or 3 portions because it's longer. A lot of time people don't have that much time to listen to it, right? 20, 30 minutes. So
somebody told me now average American's attention span is 6 seconds.
Isn't it? Look at at that. 6 seconds. Oh my gosh.
And then they swipe up. That's why the TikTok video, they tend to try to make it like really short.
Right,
Impactful and short.
right. Wow. It's been so much pleasure to really have you on my show, Yosef. And how can people reach you, brother? And thanks for giving all the great nuggets and motivations and everything to our, my audiences. Yes.
Thank you for having me, Vinney. It was my pleasure having a conversation with you. I didn't feel like it was their podcast. I felt like it was just our one-on-one, just
exactly.
Chit chat, catch up call. I'm really active on social media. So anybody just reach out to me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta, TikTok, whatever platform, YouTube. I don't do others, but yeah, those 5. Awesome. And type in Yosef Your Brosef, YOSEF YOURBROSEF, and send me text, send me message, direct messages. I'll respond.
That's great. Great having you on, Yosef. And again, everybody, please, if you like the content, give us 5 stars and, subscribe to my podcast, also Syndication Made Easy. And we'll see you on the other side, on all these social media. Thank you so much for your time, Yosef. Really appreciate you, brother.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.